My grandfather was a brick mason, so I started working on the brickyard when I was 8 years old. I remember saying to my grandfather that this was not what I wanted to do. This was for the birds.
Corey Bell is the founder and CEO of Trifusion, a company specializing in tailor-made IT hardware and software services. A man of principles, Corey has shaped his company to reflect his own values, creating a place where the word can't does not exist.
I worked for Nabisco. I worked my way through undergrad and graduate school. I worked for Chrysler. I worked for another holding firm called Centurion Holdings, which is a venture capital firm. And then I worked for Dell. I came home one day and what I was doing didn't line up to the vision that I had for my life. When I wrote down my vision and really wrote down the plan, I wrote down a 15 to 20 year plan of where I wanted my life to be. And I didn't know how to get there from here. Even if I worked as hard as I wanted to, I didn't ever see that happening. So the only way I knew to change it was to break it and to do something different. Because I wanted to have a way that I could touch people's lives. Being able to go in and seeing all of the people whose lives have changed. I've seen babies born, I've seen houses bought, I've seen cars bought. It's just been a phenomenal thing to be able to see lives touched from an idea that we hatched around the dinner table. If I worked for someone else, I don't think I would have had an opportunity to do that. I think the hardest obstacle for me was just convincing my wife that it would be okay. I just told her, I said, honey, I can always go get a job. I can always go work for someone else, but I don't want to live at the end of my life thinking, what if? I read somewhere in a book that the richest place in the world is the graveyard. People die with dreams that are never fulfilled, businesses that are never started, loves that are never found. And I think all of those people died with one question, and it is, what if? And the goal of my life is to figure out how to live my life in such a way that there are no what if questions. If I believe I can do it, I'm gonna try it. What I've learned most about entrepreneurship is I don't think I would ever wanna work for anyone else again. I enjoy going and figuring out what are the challenges that the customer is facing and how can I help to solve that challenge. One of the words that we don't use in our business is the word can't. Entrepreneurship is about eliminating the word can't from your vocabulary. Because if you wanted it bad enough, it doesn't matter what's in your way, a brick wall, anything, you would go through that brick wall or figure out a way to go around it. After my parents passed away, my wife and I, we brought 9 of my siblings to come and live with us. So raising 9 children while running a business, that's why I don't like to hear the word can't. Everything is possible if you want it. I don't think anything ever comes from the inside. I think that everybody I encounter inspires me. Who inspires me are the people that I meet along the way. Just about everybody that I meet, I try to pull something from that interaction. Too often we walk through life believing that someone owes us something, when instead, really, we owe the world. You have to have a heart that says, this world is bigger than me. I'm taking something from it. How can I figure out how to give something back? Now, we can only do that if we have something to give. Our number one value is that we're people of character, passion, and intelligence. And in order to try to explain who we are and what we do, Hurricane Ike came, and this was a groundswell that was started by a couple of our own employees. And they said, we just want to figure out a way that we can help. And so we got a moving truck, everyone donated, one of our customers donated some PCs, and we filled that entire moving truck up. It was a 20 and 25 footer, filled it up with supplies and drove down to Houston. At the end of your life, no one's really asking you about all the things that you did. They're really concerned about who you are. I don't want to live a life where, I come to the end of my life, whatever that time period is, and I didn't make an impact. Like, I try to live my life in such a way that says, if not for this person being here, if not for Corey being here, this would not have been done. And so I believe that we are all called to be people of impact. And so that's what drives me.